words. Hi, I'm Michael Da Costa. Today we're going to talk about brinjals. It's known by 3 different names. Brinjal being the name used in India, aubergine from Europe, or eggplant. As you can see, it resembles an egg, and some of them are actually white in color. Brinjals are actually a very common vegetable to eat here in South Africa, and is generally grown right through the year. They have magnesium, folic acid, vitamin B6 and A. They're also a non-starchy kind of vegetable. It's actually a fruit, but we use it as a vegetable. Brinjals are a versatile vegetable, so there's a lot of dishes to be made. Melanzane, parmigiano, moussaka, or grilled, deep fried, either way. You can stuff them, bake them. The brinjals that have a lot more seeds in it is because of the size. The bigger they get, the bigger the seeds come inside the brinjal. So depending on what you want to use it for, a lot of people don't like the seeds. So it's generally good to use like a medium to a slightly larger size.
Today's weather forecast will be rainy, as you can hear. Hello and welcome back to the Pudding Shop. Our in-season vegetable this week is aubergine, also known as eggplant or brinjal. What we're going to make today is a baba ganoush inside a phyllo pastry. The phyllo pastry I'm using this week is katiefi. It's strips of angel-like hair of phyllo pastry. So what you'll need is some parsley, some black pepper, some coarse white salt, some brown cumin, some mint, some lemon zest, lemon juice, and some olive oil. We'll use some vegan butter just to make the end product. Also, our phyllo pastry, known as katiefi. What I recommend is when you're doing aubergine, look for bigger aubergines or medium-sized aubergines. What I've done is I've already roasted some aubergines. So I'd recommend that you roast your aubergines whole at 180 degrees in an oven, covered with foil and with a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to push the skin in a little bit, just to make sure that the insides become sort of a gooey texture. Once you've done all of that, you're then just going to slice them open, and then you're going to scoop out the inside into a bowl. We're then going to add some of our herbs and spices. Firstly, I'm going to chop some mint. I like to chop mine quite coarse. Just looks chunky, and it just looks like, you know, homely, comforting. And then I'm going to add just a drop of lemon zest, a squeeze of cumin, a pinch of black pepper, a little pinch of salt, and then just some parsley for garnishing, as well as just to add to that extra green color with the brown. And then you can mix all of this in either a food processor or you can mix it by hand. So here's one I prepared earlier in the food processor. It's quite creamy, and you can see how the mint and the parsley have mixed into it. And now I'm going to show you how to make the katiefi, the little Middle Eastern pastries with the baba ganoush inside. So what you'll take is you'll take some of your katiefi, about the size of a tennis ball, and then place it down on a flat board. I use marble because marble keeps it cool. You'll move it into a little well, and then you'll take a very healthy portion of baba ganoush and you'll pop that into the center, and then you'll roll it into one another. Almost like you were folding an envelope at school, or you were folding a little parcel. And then once that's done, then you have your little package. You can just sprinkle some of the vegan margarine or olive oil if you prefer onto it. So now once we've baked our katiefi pastry golden brown at 180 degrees Celsius, these are just a few serving suggestions. I'd either serve it with a nice garden salad, healthy vegetables in here. Alternate to that, you can also serve it with a bulgur wheat salad, bulgur wheat with a mushroom pate or a carrot pate. Buon appetito!
I'm Dale Wright, the Regional Conservation Manager for the Western Cape for BirdLife South Africa. And today we're talking about the recent fires that happened on the Cape Peninsula. This was in late February 2015. And they started up here on the Cape Peninsula mountains and burnt right across towards Constantiaberg, over down towards Hout Bay and over Chapman's Peak. These fires burnt approximately 6,900 hectares of fynbos vegetation, mostly in the Table Mountain National Park. So in March is one of the times of the year when the fynbos is at some of its driest. It's been a long time now, 6-9 months since the last rains perhaps, so it's very dry, it's very prone to fires. So fires are a common occurrence February and particularly around March. We had large teams of volunteer firefighters assisting the professionals, fighting the fires mostly along the urban fringe. As we know in Cape Town, a lot of our urban areas push right up against the sides of the mountains. These are very desirable properties, but they're also in high-risk zones. So a lot of people are not aware that fynbos and fire have been coexisting and really have been partners in the evolution of this fynbos diversity over the past few million years. What happens is we have bulbs and we have other annuals that sit underneath the soil surface, and they wait for fire as their cue to grow and to bloom out of the soil, to flower, and then to release seeds again into the environment and essentially restart their life cycle. With this fynbos that burnt, we were lucky that many of the patches were about 15 years old, and in fact were due for a burn. And for a lot of the animal lovers as well, they need not be too concerned. Our snakes and our reptiles, like our fynbos, have been evolving with this fire for a very long time, and these fires, so they've become adapted to them. They seek shelter in their burrows underground, and even just a few centimeters below the surface of the soil, you find that it's a lot cooler than it is on the surface, allowing these guys to wait out the fire and then to come out into the new environment that's left in its wake.